me, Celeste. I haven't been posting for a while because I've been busy. So now I can finally post again. Yay! This is a story called Am I the Butthole for Refusing to Speak to My Friend and our 15 plus year long friendship after she took my purse, used my money, and lost it? So I, a 21-year-old female, am just about to leave from a vacation with a friend, also a 21-year-old female, and I'm honestly still sick over what happened. A few days ago, she took my expensive Zadig and Voltaire purse without asking. The purse was a Christmas gift from my sister and has a huge sentimental value. I spent the past few years taking really good care of it because it means so much to me. When she took it, she didn't even tell me. I only found out after the fact that she used it to go to the laundromat and in the process used my money, which she also didn't ask to take. For context, the purse had $40 in cash and a bunch of quarters, a gift from my sister's best friend's mom, 60 pounds in notes, and at least 20 pounds in coins. So we're talking over 100 pounds total, not to mention the purse itself. And now, the purse is gone. She lost it. I was obviously upset. Not yelling or blaming her, just crying and saying I wasn't mad, just hurt. I told her how much that purse meant to me and how hard I've worked to keep it safe for years. Instead of pausing, she got huffy with me, rolled her eyes, and said, "How much does it cost?" I'll just replace it in this angry, dismissive tone. She has a very defensive and confrontational nature that makes me feel bullied and small, so I find it hard to stand up to her. But it's not just about the money, it's about trust, about respect, and about losing something deeply personal to me. Since then, she hasn't apologized at all. In fact, she's acting annoyed that I'm upset. Now we're on the last night of a trip, and I've decided to just be neutral and quiet for the journey home. But once we're back, I plan to stop speaking to her entirely. I feel like she violated my boundaries, disrespected my belongings, is now making me feel like I'm too sensitive for being her. But some mutual friends are making me feel like I'm being dramatic and should let it go because it's just a bag. So, am I the butthole for cutting her off and refusing to speak to her after this? Update. 4 days later. So I have an update. Thank you to everyone who gave great advice or shared support. It really helps more than you know. On the flight home, she asked me to mind her passport in my bag, even though she had her own backpack. I agreed just to keep the peace because I didn't want to deal with any attitude or fighting. When we landed, she turned to me and asked, "Do you have my passport?" In this snappy tone. Let me try it again. "Do you have my passport?" I was still hurt and wanted to get one last job, so I said, using the exact words she said to me all week about my missed purse, "I was checking my bag the whole time to make sure your passport was there, but maybe I was supposed to only get off the plane." I regretted saying it immediately. She snapped in front of other passengers, finally acknowledging that I had been upset about the purse, but in the most cruel and dismissive way, she said, "Well, at least I didn't throw a hissy fit when bawling and crying for hours over a purse." That was the last straw. She acknowledged my obvious upset, yet still would not apologize. Once we got her back to the airport, I told her I wanted to check her suitcase for her purse. I said if she refused, I'd involve the police. She tried saying I was violating her privacy, which is hilarious considering she took my purse and went through my belongings. I told her if it wasn't there, she had nothing to be worried about. I also made it clear I wasn't going to touch any of her stuff that I wasn't interested in taking as it belongs without permission, just checking for what was mine. She said absolutely fuming, red-faced, shaking visibly as furious. Then she showed her bag at me and told me to go ahead. I opened a zipped compartment. Inside was a black trash bag. Sorry, y'all. I had to plug in my mom's laptop. Inside that was a red Target bag. Inside that, drumroll, my purse. All the money was still inside. The cash, the euro coins with no quarters. I was honestly so shocked I couldn't even ask why she had it or what her plan was. I just said thanks and walked away with my stuff. I got on the bus home and haven't spoken to her since. I wish I hadn't been so emotionally drained to have given her a piece of my mind. She since blocked me with no apology or explanation. As a side note, her mom, who doesn't know we're not speaking, called me at 3 a.m. crying. She's saying how badly she feels treated by her daughter and her husband, how she's constantly belittled. I won't get into any of what had just happened, but it definitely gave me more perspective. This girl is a cruel, horrendous person with little to no empathy, and I think maybe a sociopath. Anyway, I got my purse back, but the whole thing left a really bad taste in my mouth. I still don't fully understand what she was trying to do, and honestly, I don't think I want to. I'm just relieved it's over. What do you guys think she was aiming to do with the purse? Very little of my money was inside used. So strange. Thanks again. Edit. I didn't realize this would gain such traction so quickly. Thank you to everybody. Also, she chronically watches the Smush YouTube channel where they review Reddit stories like Am I the Am I the butt? Etc. I believe. I'm just laughing thinking about if this came up. I feel like she's so self-absorbed, she would not clock that it's about her. Nonetheless, I created this Reddit account to specifically post it so it can't be traced back to me. Wow. One YouTuber called ThrowRA underscore not given in asked, why haven't you told your friends and her mom about what happened? So you want her to rewrite the story to make you the villain. And this is what OP said. My friends are aware of my entire family. They told me they are disgraced by her behavior and to cut contact with her. The friends on vacation over, whether they side with her or were actually too afraid to side with me, I'm not sure. I haven't reached out to them and found advice from the previous post. I am not continuing my friendships with them. I can't be friends with someone who is too weak and too weak to stand up for me. Her mother was drink driving in a bad spot, so I felt it was not the right time to bring up the situation. That she was very upset. Wow. I don't know what she was gonna do. Maybe resell it for a profit, maybe? I don't know. What do you guys think? Write in the comments what you guys would think, because I didn't think that she was gonna, you know, resell it for profit. Because it seemed like a very expensive bag. But I'm not a bag person, whatever they're called. I don't know. What do you guys think? Write in the comments what you guys think. I have no idea. This is so confusing. Love it, but wow. Okay. This one is called I could have found my home, rang my doorbell for half an hour, and left when the cops arrived. I, a 27-year-old female, work in the cannabis industry, and this man has been a customer of mine for 4+ years. Our interactions have been very tame. He walks in, bites his pre-roll, and walks out. He's about 3 years younger than me, doesn't have a job, lives in the mall, doesn't have a car, so he walks everywhere. Last Thursday, uh, July 31st, he came around to buy his usual, a About 5 minutes later, he comes back and says, "Do you mind if I sit down? It's just really hot out there." I didn't mind because the heat index was around 104 degrees and I was being polite. I gave him a drink and told him to rest until he was ready to leave. He was wearing a jacket in the middle of a heat wave. He ended up staying for an hour chatting about random things like the economy, Ozzy Osbourne's death, things going on in his life. It wasn't until he started talking about trying to find a girl to go to the fair with, text on hikes, etc., that I find his being there suspicious. He seems like a really socially awkward guy, and in the 4 years he's been going to his shop, I never felt threatened by him. I made it pretty clear that I'm working on myself, that I'm going back to school, working out at the gym, and focusing on myself. I told him if he was looking for a girl, he should try Hinge or Tinder, because I've had luck finding last minute dates there. I basically kicked him out and said, "Well, it's been nice talking to you, but I have to use the restroom." Before he left, he turned to me and asked if I was working on Saturday, August 8th. I told him no, and then August 2nd, I mean. I told him no, and then he asked me to the fair. I said, "No, I already, no, I'm sorry, I already have plans." Fast forward to around 9:30 p.m. this evening, August 3rd. I was doing laundry sitting on the couch when my doorbell rings. We live in condos, and normally people come to the back door where the parking lot is. The doorbell ringing is extremely abnormal. I didn't really think much of it. I thought maybe someone had ordered food and got it delivered to the wrong house. I put a load of laundry in and got into the shower. While I was in the shower, I heard someone pounding on the front door. I basically ignored it because I'm not getting out of my shower to answer it. But when I finally got out of the shower, my doorbell was ringing insistently. Ding, 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 ding. Pound, pound, pound. Ding, ding, ding. I call my mom because I'm freaking out and I'm thinking there might be an emergency in the neighborhood. But my neighbors know me, have my number, and would have come to the back door. She's on the phone with me and she hears this racket too. My dog is raising hell, and there's someone very eager for me to open the door. I peek through the blinds of my spare bedroom, and lo and behold, there is my customer. Customer who asked me out and I rejected. He's been there about 20 minutes now trying to get me to open the door. I live really close to work, within walking distance. He must have followed me home after work or seen me walking my dog in the neighborhood. Who knows how long he's been tracking my movements, but he's at my house on a Sunday night, banging on my door and ringing the doorbell non-stop. I text my neighbor, who is basically like a mom to me, and she's in my house in seconds. We're at the back door, still hearing the doorbell and the pounding on the door. I'm shaking from head to toe. I'm disoriented because I don't know what the hell is going on. She calls the cops for me. The cops are there within 5 minutes. From the time the last knock/ring sounded to the time the cops arrived was maybe 3 minutes. He must have booked it as soon as he saw the patrol officer. I give my statement to the police, tell them about Thursday, tell them that my customer has been banging on my door for over half an hour. They call more squad cars to patrol the other neighborhoods. But after 4+ years of having this customer, I don't know his name. I have literally no idea who this guy is and what he wants from me. How long has he? How long has he known where I live? How long has he been stalking me? What was his motive for ringing my doorbell for half an hour so late at night? Did he want to hurt me? Did he want to kill me? I don't know. All I did was tell him I was busy and I couldn't go to the fair with him. Sorry. I ended up calling my friend. She's letting me crash at her place tonight, but so uncomfortable about going home. I live alone with my dog and I don't want to move, but if I cannot figure out this guy's name, there's nothing I can legally do. It's 3 a.m. now, and I'm combing through all our security footage, transaction history, literally anything that can give me a hint at who he is. He told me he got fired from J.C. Penney, but I'm not sure they will divulge his information to me. I'm trying to gather enough evidence that the cops could track him down without his name. I'm so terrified. I cannot sleep. I cannot eat. I cannot had them going back to the house. I called home knowing this man infiltrating my life was such a demand. How will I ever go back to work? What am I to do? I had plans, I had ambitions to leave this job, but now I'm faced with the choice of leaving now or potentially putting myself in danger. I'm so sick of people. I'm so terrified of everyone now. Because no matter how long you've known someone, how many times you may have interacted with them, they are not to be trusted. They are a threat to you, your life, and your personal space. I cannot stop crying, and I'm nervous and everything now. I don't know what to do anymore. I just want to live a normal life where I'm not threatened for declining a date. I just want to share my story. I just wanted to share my story. I'm going to do my best to file a restraining order, but I'm not sure that's enough. I feel I have to leave my good paying job and watch my every move from here on out. I don't feel safe anymore. Update, September 3rd. First, I like to say I wasn't expecting as much judgment as I had on my last post. Thank you to everyone who validated my feelings and gave me helpful advice. If you haven't read that post, I suggest you do because it gives you all the information about what happened to me the night my customer came to my home. I like to clarify a few things from my last post that a lot of people have questions about. Although I work in the cannabis industry, I operate in a non-legal state, meaning I only have to scan IDs, not say the purchase information each time they make a purchase. THC, A, and Delta 9 are regulated just like alcohol in my state, so I was unable to get the purchase information solely from his ID. It's been a month, so I'd like to update everyone how I'm doing and what has happened since and what I'm doing legally to protect myself. I won't go into much detail, but I was able to find the person information through our security camera and squad business report. I found time for a user credit card, and since he was a loyalty member with us, his name was attached to the account. I paid for a background check. I was able to find a full name, address, which I gave to the police, as well as the security camera footage I had on the day he asked me out, and I refused. All the evidence was sent to police and complied into an evidence file. The police officer visited his home and asked him questions about the night they came to my house and knocked on my door for half an hour. On body camera, he admitted to coming to my house. Excuse me, that. She told me guns that made me high for 5 days. Like, that's not an excuse for coming to my home at 9:30 at night. I assure you, if there was a THC gummy in a non-legal state that made you high for 5 days, no one would not, no one would not be able to keep them on the shelf. This was enough for the cops to allow me to press charges of harassment against him. In order for him to make bail, he had to sign a bond condition stating that he will not come to my house or my place of business. If he broke that bond condition, he would be rearrested and charged with aggravated stalking, which is exactly what happened today. After almost a month of not seeing this person, I saw him walking in front of my store. I didn't think much of it, although it did frighten me. It continued to have customers. It did my job. He was not approaching the building. There was no reason to lose my cool over the scene. That is until he walked by again and ended up walking the door, watching his movement from the window. He turned a corner and I figured, okay, he's leaving. It's nothing to worry about. I unlocked the door to resume business. I was sitting down at the computer when all of a sudden he entered the shop and sits down in one of our waiting chairs. I wasn't paying attention to the outside, so he came out of nowhere and it shocked me. I said to him calmly at first, "You need to leave or I'm calling the cops." He replied, "Why?" I just kept repeating myself and he kept saying, "Why? Why? Why?" He finally reached for a phone I'm now screaming at him to leave. Get the F out of here. I'm calling the cops. What irked me the most is not that he had the audacity to violate his bond condition and to come to my store. That he kept saying his name. Please blink. Kept saying my first name. Like, please blink. Don't call the cops. Blink. Blink. Why? Why? I didn't even know his name until I pressed charges against him, and he acted like we were friends. Like he had every right to be at my place of business. And I wouldn't call cops on him again because we had some sort of relationship. It all happened so quickly, and when he finally left, I locked the door again and proceeded to have a full-blown panic attack. I don't know if anyone else had experienced panic attack, but I felt like someone had dunked my head underwater and I couldn't breathe. My entire body was shaking from head to toe, and I was sobbing. I called the owner and he came shortly after. We phoned the police and they did exactly what they said they would do. I had to pull the security camera footage from the event and hand it over to the cops. They got another warrant out for his arrest and charged him with aggravated stalking, trespassing, and violation of a bond. We'll have a GPS monitor attached to him if he makes bail again. I will be notified if he comes anywhere near my place or home. They'll also call me to notify me if he bailed out. I will be filing an order of protection in the morning. I did not previously file one because I was under the assumption that he'll not come back after the bond condition. Lesson learned. I've installed security cameras at the front and back of my house. I've notified all my neighbors and the surrounding businesses by my work to be on the lookout for him. I truly was getting better. I was focusing on my mental health, playing a whole bunch of Animal Crossing, working out daily, focusing on treating myself with kindness. But I have to say, it's like I've been transported to day one all over again. I started a technical course on Monday, which will hopefully get me out of retail. But for now, I have to continue to work at my job and provide myself an income. I just like to say to all the men and women out there dealing with a customer who is a bit too friendly or has made advances toward you, to never take these things lightly. Please learn from my experience that no matter how long you've had a customer, no matter how many times you interacted with them, that they will have ulterior motives. I never thought he would come back, but he did. I generally thought the next time I would see him is at his court hearing when I testified, but he threw away his life today by trusting me not to call the cops. I'll not apologize for protecting myself. He had it coming to him. I'm more angry than anything, but I'm eternally grateful that the local police have made an effort to keep this individual away from me. Please take care of yourself and trust your gut when it comes to people that are suspicious. No one should have to go through what I'm going through, and it's all because I refuse to go on a date with a customer. Wow. Yeah, just like with Sarah, Sarah Angel 826. So sorry to hear what's going on. It's a scary world out there. Sending air hugs, panic attacks suck. I'll date us in a month or so if no other news. Just want to make sure you're still around and okay. LP said to the I'll be sure to update everyone after his trial and he has been sentenced. Thank you for the support. Us retail folks really need to look out for one another. It's like the Wild West out here. So yeah, please rate, subscribe, and comment down below what other stories and whatnot you want me to read. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.